David, thanks for taking the time to speak with us.
My pleasure.
As a really significant player in the private markets, I thought maybe we could touch on a couple of themes in that space. And maybe we'll start with private credit, where I think one of the themes is just the overall growth in that space, which we've seen over the last several years as private capital has stepped in for banks who, have stricter capital rules and the like. But I'm curious to hear from you, how is the market changing now, aside from the growth that seems to be continuing? I assume that's the case, but also what else are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, the business has grown enormously as banks have retreated from offering loans and financing to largely middle market companies who are themselves too small to access the bond markets. There's been a huge growth in private credit. That's well documented, but it is changing. I mean, one of the ways it's changing particularly is there's a move on the edge to bring in a different type of investor base, moving into the private wealth channels, so that individuals who traditionally couldn't access the private credit investments now can. So we're launching products to access that area. Others are as well, of course. And we see it as a type of democratization or retailization of this world, so that investors who are sitting on a private bank platform can also access private markets, private credit, in a way that they couldn't do before. And that seems appropriate, that it shouldn't just be institutional players who can access this market. It should be either high net worth or the private wealth channel investor as well.
The democratization, as you say, is a very interesting development there, how it's opening these markets to other investors. And StepStone has taken steps to access this market relatively recently. And I'm just curious to hear from you, what are some of the considerations around that, some of the challenges, but also what the reasons why you see it as important?
Yeah, absolutely. So StepStone has launched private wealth products in private equity and venture just before Christmas. We're launching a private debt vehicle now as well in the US, and we will follow that up with further products in Europe and infrastructure products as well. So it's growing. But there are differences for the GP as well, for us managing the money. I mean, this is really quite a different product. This is a subscription-based product that investors will subscribe and, it'll sit in their portfolio. So as a GP, the sort of control over the flow of your own capital when you call it, that's gone. You don't really have much control over that at the moment. So you've got to be ready to deploy, got to put the structures in place to be able to put your money to work straight away. The tactical use of warehousing and secondary transactions is a very, very easy and obvious way to do that. And it's what we're doing.
Terrific.